It was 2 a.m. in Caracas. The city was asleep, but the sky above Fuerte Tayuna, the military fortress housing Venezuela's leadership, was alive with the sound of rotors. In a move that stunned the world and shattered decades of diplomatic norms, the United States executed Operation Absolute Resolve. The target wasn't a terrorist cell or a rogue militia commander. It was a sitting head of state, Nicolás Maduro. By sunrise, the man who had ruled Venezuela with an iron fist for 13 years was gone, whisked away to a federal cell in Brooklyn. To Washington, it was the long overdue arrest of a narco-terrorist. To Caracas, it was a brazen abduction. Here is how it happened.
For years, the U.S. Justice Department had built a case against Maduro, accusing him of leading the Cartel de los Soles, a drug trafficking organization embedded within the Venezuelan military. The pressure mounted in August 2025 when the U.S. State Department raised the reward for Maduro's capture to a historic $50 million. But few expected a direct military intervention. The geopolitical risks were too high, or so it seemed. Throughout late 2025, U.S. assets quietly moved into position. The USS Iwo Jima and the USS Gerald R. Ford carrier group loomed in the Caribbean. The White House signaled that the time for sanctions was over. The time for kinetic action had begun. According to Pentagon sources, the operation was executed by the elite Delta Force. They breached the highly guarded fortress of Fuerte Tayuna under the cover of darkness. He was unable to close the safe room. We were prepared. President Trump later revealed that Maduro attempted to reach a steel-reinforced safe room, but was intercepted before the door could seal. There was no prolonged siege. The resistance was neutralized, and within minutes, Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, were in U.S. custody. The extraction was a logistical marathon, flown first to a waiting warship, then to Guantanamo Bay, and finally to New York. Maduro traveled over 2,000 miles in under 12 hours. The images that surfaced on social media were surreal. The successor to Hugo Chavez, walking through the corridors of the Drug Enforcement Administration in New York. Attorney General Pam Bondi confirmed the charges: narco-terrorism, cocaine trafficking, and weapons possession. He is currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, the same facility that has housed high-profile mobsters and traffickers. Back in Venezuela, a power vacuum opened instantly. Vice President Delcy Rodriguez, now declared acting president by the Supreme Court, appeared on state television demanding proof of life and condemning the operation as a kidnapping and a violation of international sovereignty. But the most controversial statement came from the Oval Office. President Trump declared that the U.S. would temporarily run Venezuela to ensure stability and get the oil flowing, a statement that has triggered alarm across Latin America and the United Nations. History rarely repeats, but it often rhymes. On January 3, 1990, Panamanian dictator Manuel Noriega surrendered to U.S. forces after an invasion. Exactly 36 years later, to the day, Nicolás Maduro sits in a U.S. cell. The abduction of a president has ended one chapter of Venezuelan history, but a far more uncertain one has just begun.